Hello guys, welcome to today's tutorial. Today we'll be looking at CostX software and we'll just be having an overview of what CostX software is. For beginners, CostX is actually a powerful construction estimating software that helps professional in the construction industry, to streamline their cost estimating and management processes with its advanced features and user-friendly interface. The key features, of course, X are, takeoff tools, 2D takeoff, 3D takeoff, and cost estimating. So we will just be looking at an overview and we'll be looking at the area how to use the area tool, the count tool, and also the linear tool on cost X quickly. So now, in beginning, what we're going to do, we're going to import our drawings, and in doing that, we need to start, and we can just click on new, and we can put the building name. I'm just going to use any word, and the project. I can just use the default, and we click on insert. So immediately we do this, then the next thing we're going to do is to add drawings. You can just add drawings by clicking over here. So we're going to add drawings. Yeah. So be adding drawings. Oh. So I'll be clicking all of the pages, and you could decide to scale it at this point. If it's 1:100, you can just come over here and put in your 100. Yeah, but let's look at the drawings first. So in scaling any of this drawing, first of all, you need to look at it. There are two different ways in scaling this drawing, and in scaling it, you are just going to let me just zoom in. You could zoom in first. So, we're going to check the scale. As you can see, the scale here is 1:100. So you could scale it over here by just double clicking on it, and we can just put 100 over here, and we update. So with this, we're already done scaling. Or else you could either do this. Oh, let me just show you that this is scaled, and I'm just gonna take the measure tool here, the measure distance, and we're just going to do from here. Seems I need to zoom in a bit. Let me zoom in again. Uh-oh, it will not be visible. Let me do that again. So as you could see, this is the scale. It's not all that accurate, but if you want it to be so accurate, what you're going to do is we're just gonna come over here. We're going to double click, and we can put it back the way we met it, one, and we calibrate the X axis. Drawings with a skill set cannot be. Okay, let me take it back, as I supposed to be updated. Yeah, so we're going to scale And in doing that, we're just gonna do this to this, you know, make sure it's this, and we can now put in 1 meter. Yeah. So these are actually the ways you could scale on cost X. So now we're going to look at how to begin taking off. So let's zoom in the drone again. We're going to zoom in, and in taking off in uh cost X, we're just going to look at the area, how to take off for area, and we're going to see how to use the count. And in doing that, what you need to do is to go over the dimensions here, and you click on the add. So over here, we're going to assume we're taking off for floors. Let's say floors here. And we're going to use area here, folder. We're going to leave it as standard. And we can now begin. So in taking off for this, for floors, okay, it's not yet. It's not here yet. So let me see again. It's not here. Floors. Okay, it says it has existed, and I can't see it here. And it was added to. Let me just delete this. Anyway, I don't really know what's wrong with my CostX currently. Good. So it was actually taking time to load. Anyway, now let's go back and continue from where we stop, and we zoom in. So now let's take off for floors by just clicking this. And also, when you click this dimension here, you can either choose the line or you use the point. You know, using the line, you can just come, you know, it's showing you all of this. Let me zoom it a bit so that you could have a clear view. So this is exactly how the line works. You know, it's just, you can just something like this. Anyway, I don't like using this line tool, so I'm just gonna go back to use this. And so I will just come here and click on the, where is it? So I could use the point. So I just selected the point here, and we can now take off for floors by just, let's assume we want to just take off for this. You just do this and this and this. So immediately you're done, you click on enter. And if I just want to, take this to another level, all I just need to do is to move it down to here. So that is it about the aerial tool. So you could see that we have been able to take off for uh, area of these living rooms, and assuming that we want to also take off for let's say concrete. All we need to do, we click on the add, And let's assume concrete. So measuring type, it depends on the type of concrete you want to take. So we're going to assume that we're taking off for maybe let's say concrete and foundation or concrete footing. Let's just assume that. So in doing that, we can click on length here, and the default display will be volo. So here we can now put in a zoom in. We're just going to use 0. Let's say 2, 3 here, and we're going to use 0.3 here. You can just take off 4, and then we can use our points. If you want to take off for just this, we can just do it this way, you know. So sorry about that, it still hasn't updated over here. So in taking off for the concrete, once we click on this, we can now take off with our with the points, and we can now take off from this to this to this, you know. So and we could also take off for this. So so this is exactly how you can use this concrete tool there. But if you want to take off for concrete bed, all you need to do is to click on the add, and we're going to take the measurement type. The measurement display will be volume, and we're going to leave the measurement type as area, and we're going to impute, let's say, concrete bed. So in doing that, we can just put in our 0.15 and we can leave this as 0 and put the default height as 0.15. So in doing this, we can use the points, and all we need to do, assuming we're just taking off for this, we can just do it this way. You click here, and then we press enter. So as you can see, this is how you can take off for concrete footing, as well as concrete bed, as well as floors. And shortly, if you want to use the count tool in taking off for doors, all we're just going to do is to, add the dimension, compute doors, the measurement type. You can use the count, and we can just begin this. Let's say we're just going to take door 3 only, So that's just the overview of this. So in our next video, we're looking at more in-depth knowledge on CostX.